The what? What did you just call them? They named the dragon in Minecraft? Generic Controlman, the Deck Goes Moo here, back with another Minecraft game theory video, and today we're doing Minecraft Do Not Kill the Ender Dragon, which apparently this is a really big theory based off the comments of the last video, which was Minecraft and the Power of the Dead, where he talks about how the Nether is able to exist in a closed loop cycle. You can check out my reaction to that video. I'll leave it right up there. Also, a link down below in the description, and I really should make a Minecraft game theory playlist. I feel like I've been saying this for months now, and I still haven't gotten around to doing it, just because things are very, very busy, and people still want me to do the 2-hour long like Thera video. I will get around to it very, very shortly, and Has Been Hotel is actually about to go live in 12 minutes, so that burden's finally off of my shoulder, because that video has been trying to go live for almost 2 months now. But today we're doing Minecraft Do Not Kill the Ender Dragon. Apparently these are when the theories are going to get really, really good as we get closer to the Ancient City theories, which is going to be awesome. I'm restoring Ancient City right now on my Minecraft Monday live stream server that I do. I basically play there every single Monday, and I stream it as I'm restoring an Ancient City back to how it was. Going to rebuild buildings, bring villagers in, make it completely safe. It's going to be an awesome, awesome place. I'm getting rid of all the skulk right now, which is a huge number of skulk because it is a massive Ancient City, but I'm really looking forward to see how it goes. Little areas that I'm finishing, I'm completing buildings and completely restoring. I'm like, oh my god, this looks so cool. I can't wait until the entire thing is done. But I stream that every single Monday at 5 p.m. over on Twitch, link down below in the description. But shout out to the patrons. They got videos there. I really could not do this if it wasn't for them. I do read all comments with their Patreon or not, whether you're subscribed or not, but I hope you're subscribed. You're approaching 100,000. So let's go ahead and jump into Do Not Kill the Ender Dragon. Also, thank you to people that told me that mushrooms do require a little bit of moisture. And that, I think the last theory...
According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way that an ender dragon should be able to fly. Its
is this
wings
the
are
Bumblebee
too small
thing?
to get its massive body off the ground.
Is this the
Ender
Bumblebee
dragon, of course, flies
meme?
anyway.
Is this a
because
meme?
ender dragons don't care what Minecraft builders think is impossible.
Why are you looking at... Oh, the Elytra. And doesn't use the Elytra right.
Hello, Internet.
Wouldn't it be cool
Welcome
if the
to
end had, like,
Game
less
Theory,
gravity?
the show
That'd be
that's
sick.
closing in on 15 million
I'm
subscribers.
closing in on
By the way, did you
100,000.
know that every time you ring the notification bell, an ender dragon gets its wings? It's true. Try it. Oh, there's one right now. Look at him go. So majestic. You did that. You. And sure,
Did
I
I?
get that some of you might not want to give an ender dragon anything, since it's, you know, the brutally destructive
It's supposed to be
final
the
boss
end
of
boss.
Minecraft. But by the end of today's episode, I think you're
That's
going to
not
be
that tough.
changing your mind. I think you'll also be wanting to snap up some of the new back-to-school theory
I
where we
went to
just
school for
launched.
5 days.
Yeah, it wasn't a great transition, but I had to figure out a way to let you know that the new game theory backpack, pencil case, and keychain
I will
supplies
say a
are
good
starting
backpack
to run
is
out. So make sure you
absolutely
grab them
crucial.
before they go the way of the Ender Dragon. Extinct. Need something that can fit 5 honors textbooks and 3 binders because you're a smart theorist? Boom! This
Okay, you
bag
should not
can
be
handle
carrying
the
all of
load.
that in your
Or
bag.
maybe you're not in school and you're going on a hike or doing some extracurriculars or just doing some traveling.
It has
With
a lock on
pockets
it?
galore and tons of straps, you'll be going strong while on the
And
go
design
with this
school.
newest batch of theory wear. So make sure you grab
Wonder
it
how
before it's
expensive the
gone.
backpack
Now,
is, 'cause
this
I know
theory
Line of
is a
Sight
bit
has a
overdue in
backpack.
my Minecraft lore series, considering that my first video started at, funnily enough, the end with a capital E, that is. In that episode, I mentioned the Ender Dragon only briefly, speculating that, based on the achievement for defeating it, titled Free the End, it seemed that the Ender Dragon was a tyrant oppressing the society of Endermen. But, after digging into more of the game's secrets, I don't think that's the case anymore.
Oh,
Or
so
at
theory
least it's not
changed?
the full story. Sure, it might be easy to look at the Endermen, the descendants of
chorus
ancient
fruit.
builder civilization.
What about when there was no
transformed by
chorus
spending
fruit?
generations in the end and subsisting off of a diet of chorus fruit, and presume that they must be at the mercy
That'd
of
be
this
forcing
powerful
a food that
dragon
makes you
that rules
teleport.
over them. But if we dig into the evidence, it actually tells us something very different. So today we're gonna focus on Jean and her story.
Jean?
Oh, sorry, is that name not ringing any bells for you? Well, it should.
From
It's
Genshin
confirmed
Impact?
by Minecraft creator Notch and other members of the Minecraft development team that Jean is the official
They
canonical
named the
name of
dragon
Ender
in
Dragon.
Minecraft?
Apparently, Minecraft Steve got his name the exact same way. A random comment by the
Steve?
franchise's creator.
They
so
literally
as far as
just
I'm
said
concerned, these
Steve
two names
question
are
mark?
equally
Jean
official.
question
Anyway,
mark?
today is all about Jean and how we as the player have been ignorant to the fact that for
I
the
didn't-
past
I
decade the
did
game
not
has
know
been
that history,
begging,
actually.
nearly screaming at us to not kill her. That's right, we're supposed
Then
to
how are we supposed to get out of the
spare
end?
Ender Dragon.
How are we supposed
But
to leave?
understand why, let's start at the beginning of the end. So to call Jean the
I wonder if
Ender
people
Dragon
are
is
wondering,
a bit misleading. Sure,
like,
she's
the
the
big
only
war room
dragon
in
found
ancient
in the
cities.
end, but the
Well, I mean,
important
restoring
detail we
one.
tend to overlook is that it wasn't always that way. The end gives us clues that, at least at one point in history, multiple Ender Dragons made their home here.
Wait, what?
Diving into
So
this,
what,
just
it's the
look at
last
the
dragon?
End ships found throughout the dimension. These things have
Have
dragon
dragon-
heads mounted onto
Oh,
their masts, clearly the
not
spoils
masts.
of battles
Yeah.
against dragons that once populated this world. And this already tells us a lot of different things. Not only that dragons, plural, once
I mean, you can
existed in this
respawn
realm,
the
but
dragon.
also that a dragon hunting civilization existed. A hunter civilization that apparently must have been pretty successful, judging by the dragon heads
I don't know
found
how
at the
they
mast.
did
And if you're
that.
asking who these dragon hunters were, well, I think the answer at this point should be
Oh, the
fairly
people,
obvious.
the-
That society of ancient
builders.
builders that we've been tracking ever since episode 1 of this Minecraft lore series. Whoever constructed these massive flying ships were clearly
why don't the ships
builders.
move? I wanna
end
see the
ship
ships
is just
move.
This impressive feat of engineering with floors constructed from the finest obsidian. There's also
Finest
the fact that the
obsidian.
ship is
Isn't obsidian-
protected by
no, obsidian's
shulkers,
not
a
heavy.
mob that you might be tempted to write off as just a weird creature shoved into the end to round out the enemies found there, but it is so much more. You see, if you read the entry for the shulker in my favorite go-to Minecraft lore
Yeah.
book, The Mob Bestiary, which, as a reminder, is
That
written
thing
from the
isn't not
perspective
out
of
of
an
date yet?
in-world adventurer and researcher, the
'Cause they add
shulker's
mobs,
purple
right?
blocks might actually be man-made. To quote from the book, the exterior of the shulker may be a natural adaptation to help conceal it, or it may be engineered by the city's architects. Huh, that is a weird thing to call out.
Yeah,
there,
that
but
is
what
weird.
a huge logical leap to make. I don't know about you, but it seems to me like it's heavily implying that that is the right answer. That the shulkers were actually engineered by builders.
To
Still, whether these
protect-
shulkers are a feat of bioengineering or just an instance of cleverly domesticating a native end species, one thing is clear:
I could see
whoever
that.
built the end
But they don't
ships
teleport,
were
do they?
serious about science. So why were the builders hunting dragons? Were they merely trophy hunting, tracking down the biggest and most
survival,
dangerous
maybe?
game just because they
Maybe they
could?
hunted them to
We've talked in
extinction?
past theories how the
then they had to
civilization
go back to
demonstrated a
course
lot
for
of
it?
hubris, convinced that their ability to build gave them the power of gods with power over life and death. So could the war against dragons just be another extension of that? Maybe, but I don't think it's just that. Case in point, the Elytra capes that enable the player
The
to
what?
fly.
What
These
did you
capes
just
are
call them?
Kind of like the final reward in
That's
a
no
traditional
way
game
that's
of
how they're
Minecraft.
pronounced.
You beat the dragon, you get access to the end ship, and boom, you find this unique item that can only be found here. And not only are they exclusive to the end ships, but they have a texture and use that all but screams that they were made from the remains of defeated dragons.
But why they only have
We clipped
one of
their
them?
wings so that we ourselves could obtain
I love
the
the
power
Elytra.
of flight. I don't think it's a coincidence that the one major flying item that we obtain
The only
is being
one.
done in the one world where the main mob is a giant flying dragon. When the builders got to the end, they saw something they had yet to conquer: the skies. And so they were determined to tame those skies.
The portal
just like
doesn't
they had
work if
done
the
to
dragon's still alive,
overworld
right?
And later the nether. Fun fact, by the way, even though Elytra seems to be a made-up fantasy word for dragon wings, the Elytra wings are actually based on real-life biology. Many insect species,
Oh.
especially beetles, possess Elytra. Though in the real world, the Elytra wings themselves aren't used for flying, but instead as a protective outer coating covering the hind wings that the beetles actually use for flying. Anyway, with that little biology
so
lesson
that's what
out of
those
the way,
are. I
what
didn't
I'm
know about
really
that.
interested
Okay.
in here is the story of the
Why is
Ender
it-
Dragon.
are they
Or
actually
I guess I
pronounced
should
that
say
like that?
stories, because when you actually look at the evidence inside the game, it seems to suggest
The
a
Indian's
tale
so
of
much easier with
multiple
Elytra,
competing
you just fly
forces.
around.
On one hand, we have the end ships, which seem to be pretty clear evidence that there were builders who were into dragon hunting. So the builders must have been anti-dragon, right? That's where the story gets
No.
complicated. Because as anyone who's tried to take down the Ender Dragon knows, there are Ender crystals spread across its
But how
habitat
come there's
that are
only
capable
one
of
fighting
healing it.
area?
Someone or something clearly wanted to keep this creature alive. And not only that, but the end crystals themselves are not naturally forming. They're objects that
They're
are
yeah,
constructed
you can craft
artificially
them,
by
which is
combining
wild.
an Eye of Ender and a gas tier and then encasing it all in glass. But what's
Is that really how you
especially
make
telling
them?
about the
I've
end
never made
crystals
one before.
is where you find them. On top of obsidian pillars
Covered
and
in
inside
bars.
of protective cages. In short,
Which
it
you
looks like
find
someone
those
has gone
bars
through a
in
lot
a
of steps to make
stronghold.
this
That's the
Ender
only place
Dragon
you find them, I
harder to
think?
kill. Not only by creating the end crystals, but by putting them on top of pillars that would be a challenge to reach, and then encasing them in a further protective barrier. And something tells me that Jean lacks the opposable thumbs capable of forging glass. Something else is going on here. Some series of builders really wanted this dragon to stay alive, and so
That
they built an
particular one.
elaborate security system to make sure that that dragon stayed alive. And so we have evidence that suggests two conflicting stories: a ship that seems like the product of builders who are into slaying dragons, and a dragon
Maybe they
protection
had-
defense grid that seems to be built for the opposite purpose.
Maybe
so
what-
what is going on
Maybe they
here?
had to
Was
make
there,
a
like,
decision.
a civil war? Did the builders who came
Between between the
at
people that
end
went
split into
there.
two factions.
One ate the
side
chorus
taking the
fruit,
role of
one ate the
Dragon Slayer,
dragons.
and the other taking the role of dragon worshipper. If that was the case, why would anyone in their right mind side with the dragons? After all, the Ender Dragon is a hostile mob. Why would someone take it upon themselves to defend the dragons?
I don't know.
Well, it seems to suggest that the hunters were too successful, to the point that they nearly hunted the Ender Dragon species to extinction. In real-world ecological studies, there's something called K-selection theory that basically aims to explain how various animal species ensure that their offspring survive. K-selection theory is founded on this constant trade-off between quality of offspring and quantity of offspring. On the quantity side of things, you have insects who can produce hundreds, thousands, even millions of tiny little babies in a lifetime. Needless to say that when you're laying that many eggs, each individual ant baby is not going to be getting a whole heck of a lot of tender love and care. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you have things that have like with some species of whale, like the sperm whale, having a single baby every 5 to 7 years. This means that each individual whale baby is going to get a lot more parental investment. Its whale parents are going to spoil that thing like an only child. I bring this biological detour up because it brings up an interesting point about the animal kingdom. The larger an animal species is, the more likely it is to favor quality of offspring over quantity of offspring. Smaller animals like insects, rabbits, and birds can afford to have a lot of babies at once, while larger species like whales, elephants, and rhinos are much slower to reproduce. The Ender Dragon seems to fit with that latter category. It is massive,
it was hunted to extinction.
And it only leaves behind a single egg. But what this reproductive strategy also means is that
could you bring it back?
The big animals, while being attractive targets for hunters, are also the species that are most at risk of being hunted to extinction because of how slowly they reproduce. During the 1800s, for instance, the eastern Pacific gray whale was hunted for their blubber, nearly reaching the point of extinction. And mind you, these were not high-tech humans. These were guys in wooden ships powered by sails and armed with harpoons. Still,
harpoons versus a whale is
kind of
crazy.
Capable of making some substantial damage. More recently, the African elephant population has fallen from an estimated 12 million near the start of the 20th century to a mere 396,000.
That's a big difference. Is it because they're tusks?
Years,
with
the
ivory?
main culprit being human hunters poaching them for their ivory tusks. Heck, even as far back as
video.
the Ice Age, many scientists believe that, while yes, the changing climate wasn't doing the woolly mammoth any favors, a major contributing factor to its extinction were humans, at a time when they were just literally cave people throwing around pointed sticks.
How in the world do you take down a woolly
what
mammoth
the end ship
with a
represents
spear?
looks far less heroic. Seems a lot less like valiant heroes defying the odds to defeat an insurmountable foe, and it starts to look a lot more like humans doing what humans sadly do best: find a large, attractive target, hunt it down, and don't know when to stop. In fact, it's quite possible that there was no civil war between one faction of dragon hunting builders and another faction of dragon worshipping builders. Honestly, it could just be a simple case of a single civilization hunting the Ender Dragons to the point of extinction, and then realizing, whoopsie,
and then
we're on
they
the
try to
verge of
protect
wiping
it
this thing
for
out.
anybody
Time
else
to
in the
reverse
future.
course. In fact, not only are we going to stop hunting these things, we're going to do everything in our power to preserve the only one that we've got left.
And then they're going to start eating
still
course
remaining
fruit.
defense mechanisms put in place to protect Jean, the last Ender Dragon. And believe it or not, but this lines up perfectly with the behavior that we see coming from our Endermen, the evolved versions of our ancient builders. The Endermen peacefully coexist with Jean, neither attacking the other, but true to their roots, the Endermen are still capable of dragon hunting if forced to. If they're hit by splash damage from one of the Ender Dragon's attacks while you're fighting it, the truce is off. They retaliate and begin fighting for their lives. That old dragon hunting spirit dies hard. Unfortunately, any hopes that the Endermen might have for restoring the Ender Dragon population are meaningless. Sure, they may have decided to stop hunting, but they were too late. While the Ender Dragon does leave behind an egg,
where does the Ender Dragon come from?
Is inanimate. There was just a female dragon, Jean, to lay the egg, but due to the lack of a male dragon, her egg isn't fertilized. It's incapable of hatching. Nothing more than a
bring the dragon back, right?
Hunter might arrive to slay the last of the Ender Dragons.
We can only do it so many times, right?
For all. This is also why I suspect that the player is unable to craft Elytra wings. Canonically, we lack the materials. Jean's body can't be plundered and harvested for enough materials, and there are no other dragons that we can get the proper resources from. Therefore, we're left with the only Elytra wings that exist in the world in the End ship. Players
there's more than one
myself included, have long speculated that the act of freeing the End means liberating the Endermen and the rest of the End's inhabitants from the tyranny of the Ender Dragon. But it could be that the one who truly becomes free in that moment is the Ender Dragon herself, left as the last of her species by a race of builders that hunted them to near extinction, and then preserved forever by those same builders who will never really be able to atone for what they did or reverse the consequences of those actions. An Ender Dragon forever alone alone, forever sad at the
Oh,
loss
isn't
of
there
the
a
race.
whale
So
that
on
does
one
that,
hand,
like,
we
off the
absolutely
in the Pacific
shouldn't kill
Ocean?
the last of
It
the
has like a
species,
frequency
but
that
on the
only
other
does.
hand, it might just be freeing her from her quite literal eternal torment. But hey,
So what does the
speaking
Ender Dragon
of
eat?
eternal torment, school is back in session. So whether you're
hopefully this
15
isn't
or
copywritten.
50, consider this
I
your
hope-
last call for our theory backpack
Oh,
and
okay. I
keychain.
didn't know
The
if this was
backpack
a
especially
brand
was
deal,
built with
'cause-
storage and
I mean, there
security
still
in
is
mind,
music
so it can
playing,
hold
so there
a
could-
lot of
it
your
could be
stuff and keep
copywritten.
it safe no matter what it
Because
is. So
I've
you
had
have
the
plenty
issues
of
with
room to
that
fit
game
your
theory in the
diamonds
past.
and books and laptops
The
in
moment the
there.
video
We'll
goes
keep
live,
them
boom,
safe.
copyright.
Links for that backpack and all the other new theoryware
Yeah.
items are right below this
It
video.
has to
and
be
as
a
always,
decent
remember,
price.
it's just a theory.
It's the last of its species.
Thanks for watching.
This is a game theory Fortnite secret plan to control Disney. What in the world? That's interesting. That's an interesting theory. Is there anything at the end? I don't know. Spit, get it? We're at the end of the video. Nothing? Okay, I guess not. Do not kill the Ender Dragon, but they literally said kill the Ender Dragon. That's the kind of the whole point of this. Very interesting theory. I'm not sure if it's true or false. It might be. He might be on something there. And then the secrets of the undead Ender. Okay, well that's 2 videos away. So that should be like 2 weeks from now. Next week should be is Minecraft Netherite from space, unless they upload a Game Theory FNAF video, which I'll do that first, I guess, or that'll be the Wednesday video or something like that, which I'm not sure when they're going to do another one of that. It's been a little hot minute since we've got one, but this is very interesting. I'm not sure about the alien origin, where it's going to be talking about Netherite, which is now the best like block in the game, and then we're going to go back to the end, and then we're going to do maybe that's the ancient city. I hope that's the ancient city. Maybe it's ancient city. I want to say it's ancient city. It has 7.1 million views. Oh, that video is going to be great. So I look forward to that. I hope to see you there. I hope you're subscribers. We're approaching 100,000 subscribers. Hope you have a wonderful rest today. Hope I made a tiny little bit better. But until the next video, take care and cue the music.